Welcome to my channel, Sage of Aqua, and here we do electromagnetic energy that is carrying a vibration around the globe, around our environments and around the galaxy. So here we like to think big and look at the bigger picture. Today I have a new deck to share with you. So this is called the Goblin Market Tarot, and it is quite different. So I have two wild cards in here. So the wild cards are in this deck so that you, the voyeur, can look at the energy of the reader as well, which I really love. Alright, so I have got an overall energy of the Lord of Crowns. So this Crowns is normally the swords in a normal tarot deck. I will turn these cards around so that you can see them. Three of Cups, so in a sort of collaborative energy here, going towards what you love doing. And the Queen's Favour, number 2. So this could be a startup of some kind. Queen's Favour, number 20. I'll just explain that this actually is the Judgment card in your normal tarot decks. So in the Goblin Market deck, it's called the Queen's Favour, given that the judgment of the Fairy Queen, which she willingly gives when asked, is absolute and unchanging. What she says may shift the balance of any previous intentional act. So you may have come into contact with somebody, and this is just an open general energy at the moment. You may have come into contact with someone that has a lot of influence. And it could be in your local community, being the Three of Cups. This is a collaboration. This card represents community. So it could be someone that's really quite important in your community that you've come into contact with, that is having a significant effect on your life. And all for the better, I hope. So this can also represent a renewal. You could be stepping into your power with this Lord of Crowns here. You could be realizing that you've got more oomph and drive than you thought you had, and that you could have looked at yourself in more detail. This could actually be you looking at yourself in more detail and going towards a collaborative project or something going on in your community that is really dinging your bell. With the cups here, it's to do with emotions, positive emotions here. Right, so I'm just going to put them to the back because that's connected to my energy. So I quite like that. I quite like the way that this deck is written, in the fact that it caters for the energy of the reader. Alright, so the Queen's position here with one hand raised high, finger pointing and the other low, suggests her ability to understand matters brought to her attention in both the above ground world inhabited by humans, and also below in the world of goblins and fairies. So this card in Arena generally stands for a call to rise from our current state of being and to prepare for change. Alright, so there's definitely a surge in the energy here. It could be in your personal life. So I've got the wheel, I've got the fortunes rule, it's like the wheel of fortune. You've definitely got change coming in here. But it's also, that's come out as card number 4, position number 4, so that could be a permanent change. So you could have been made an offer that is having a permanent effect on the way that you see life, conduct your business, or it could be to do with balance, could be to do with moving on with something new. This could be something new. So a number 2 here and a number 1, you could be moving on with something totally new. Yeah, so you could have looked at your circumstances and been able to make a move, a positive move for change. Alright, so let's get our 5th card. Let's see what's coming up in the physical plane claim for mankind. Number 5, the pentagram in sacred geometry. Let's have a look at the number 5 energy. Can be conflicting. You have a hand in your destiny. So sometimes this card comes out as what you've had a hand in creating or destroying, whatever it may be. Alright, I feel the need to do a split. Beautiful new deck. Gonna have some fun with this one. Alright, what have we got? Oh, we've got the Hangman. And the Hangman is in reverse. Now, I'm not really looking at reverse in this deck so much so. I don't really want to complicate the matter. So the Hangman is definitely about gaining perspective. So these are both very strong perspective cards. So something along the way is helping you gain perspective and moving forward. So you've got 2 number 1s here. So this is very much about you gaining perspective and being able to move forward with that. So this is the divine energy. This isn't anything specific. This is just a practice run with these new cards. Let's have a look at the Cunning Man. So this is about having skill, diplomacy and cleverness. Alright, so this is about having a very strong will. And it looks like that you could have found something that is well worth pursuing here. That's just fallen down, so on my channel if they fall down then they're significantly important. So something's definitely moving here, something's definitely moving and is to do with your will. You're willing this to happen. So there's some real boldness in this spread. It's very bold to actually look at your darker side and look at what has occurred as well. So these are very bold cards. This is a very bold energy. I'm getting a real sense of boldness here. A certainty. There's a real sense of certainty here that things are starting to move. So this isn't specifically a love reading. I'm just testing the waters. So the word cunning these days is to describe someone that is sly and devious, but in the past it was used to mean clever and wise. So you're making some very clever and wise moves here, as far as I can tell. Or there's somebody in your energy field that is very clever and wise and just knows how to get things moving, and that has got their life in check with the judgment card here. Just knows how to look at things constructively. Definitely part of the community though here as well. You could have come into some contact with someone that's really quite influential. So the Cunning Man is an old term that was widely used to describe wizards and magicians. Traditionally, tarot depicted of this card. So we've got the magician here, whose skill may seem like trickery, but which is actually fueled by their connection with other worlds. So magicians or cunning men may be pure fairies or humans with a little fairy button, but they are able to see hidden realms that can journey there at will. Thus they are wise people and widely known as healers, practicing all kinds of ancient rituals to promote health. Here the Cunning Man plays with apples, assuming the guise of the juggler, an older form of the magician in traditional tarot. So the apples in folklore have always been magical. So there's magic in the air here. Something's moving. You've got some very powerful masculine energy here. This is to do with intellect. This is something very intellectual here. Someone very deep and connected. So it's saying that the magic apples have no power over him, reminding us of his simple, direct wisdom, which has the power to guide us through difficult times. So this card can also be to do with the ego. It has more to do with the ability to penetrate the outer shell of reality and delve deeply into the heart of the matter. The Cunning Man seemingly invites us to review the deeper reasons behind a problem, or to see beyond it, passing from a state of uncertainty to opposite. So this too. So we've got double trouble here with reviewing the deeper reasons behind why things go wrong or have gone wrong in the past. So this is very healing. It's a very healing energy coming into this reading. So a cunning man can bring healing through his wisdom, changing destiny, reversing circumstances, and engaging with deeper issues. He is the innate strength of the reader to bring about change within themselves. On the downside, however, he can represent a trickery figure with the ability to lead people astray. So I'm not really feeling that. I'm not really feeling that with all these other cards confirming that this is a lot of depth here and a lot of strength. I'm not getting a sort of trickery vibe here, but I might just confirm that. Anyway, just feel the need to put on my stones which strengthen me as a reader. Alright, so let's just ask the question, is this energy about trickery or is it about wisdom? Please show my subscribers. The 14s come up. Right, so let's have a look. So let's clarify this energy. So this is Temperance. So Temperance is a very positive card. So this isn't about trickery. This is really about somebody stepping into their wisdom, or you've come into contact with someone that's very wise and very capable of making things move. Two number ones here. It means that they are a very positive influence on you. Yeah, as far as I can tell. So there's a calmness to the fairy dreamer, which represents the Temperance in the traditional tarot. Moderation, adaptability, serenity, harmony, self-control. Alright, a concept that, although often associated with refraining from drunkenness, actually has more to do with balance, leading a temperate life. Alright, so something's really come into balance, and it could be because somebody's come in, and he's got an apple there too. So I've got apples here. Yeah, I've got apples here. So let's have a quick look at the cards. We've got a unity, we've got the Trinity here. We've got two apples, which is about magic. I'm thinking magic hands. You see how both these cards have got apples in their hands? I'm thinking like magic hands. I'm going to call this magic hands. Alright, so the Goblin deck's a little bit strange. These pictures would definitely need some to tune in with them. Yeah, definitely need to tune in a bit more with these cards. Alright, so that's an overall energy. I feel that something is brokering, you know, like brokering a deal, or you could be dealing with someone that's business-like. This isn't a specific love, masculine, feminine reading. This is an overall divine energy. So bear with me as I go deeper within the cards and work out the true depth of their meanings. So this is just a quick play around. What else? Can you please show my subscribers the depth of this reading? Alright, so we've got the Lovers on the bottom in reversed, and this card balances. Where's it gone? This one balances the Lovers. So we've got some real balance here. Yeah. We've got the balancing cards here. In deep DNA tarot, these two balance each other out. So yeah, something is definitely, and it could be after some difficulties, because I've got the fallen tree here, which represents the Tower. So it could be, may have had some difficulties to do with a lover, and this somehow is balancing. This one's balancing it out, is that right? Judgment, and yeah, these two balancing out. You may have had some difficulties in a love situation or a family situation, and this situation is balancing that out, because it's just hovering in the energy field there, just below this Lover's card. Alright, so I'm just going to have a look at in reversed. Not that I'm really want to do reversals with this deck, but I'm just going to have a quick look. Yeah, there could have been a separation. could have been some kind of separation here with this lovers in reversed. There's certainly something that's unsettled or has been disharmony, but we've got the temperance here. So we've gone from this unsettling moment of drama to could have also been tricked. I've got the fairy trickster there. You could have been tricked into something that really hurt you, and it's balancing out here with the influence of this Lord of Crowns, someone very intelligent, very cunning, someone that's very, very much a leader here, and has got his ducks in a row, and he knows who he is, and is a very fair and just person, really balancing out this situation that may have been heavy on the heart here. Alright, and one more. 3 of Wands. Okay, so we've got double 3 here. This is a 3 energy here. So we've definitely got some collaboration here. This could be to do with the family, or it could be to do with the workplace that's a lot more collaborative. I'm getting the feeling that you're moving towards something that's a lot fairer. So we'll just clarify the 3 of Wands. So the Wands and the Cups are in the Goblin deck as in the original tarot, and then we've got Crowns, which represent the swords, and then I've got platters that represent the pentacles, and I don't have any pentacles on the table. Okay, so there's no immediate growth or big cash coming in, but there's definitely a depth. There's a fairness and there's a depth to this energy. So 3 of Wands. I'm going to have some fun with this one. Alright, so this is enterprising, trade, boldness, courage, voyages of discovery and cooperation. So I'm getting a real cooperative energy here. So with the temperance here and the 3 of Wands and also the 3 of Cups. So this is a very peaceful collaboration here. It could be a truce, or it could just be an offer of a lifetime from someone that really does good in the community and is tuned into you because they're a deep person. They've sorted out their shit and they're a deep person. Okay, so this card represents action, movement into a new dimension. So I've got 2 movement cards here. It's beautiful. A voyage of discovery into fresh waters, a sign to be bold and courageous in your activities, to expect success as you move forward. And look back for those who will support you, share your vision and cooperate with you at every level, as the guardian goblin does for his friends on this card. Just as you're likely to feel energized by the sun's rays in your upside reading, when this card reads downside, you may feel disempowered. Well, it didn't. It definitely came up in the upright. Alright, so that's very empowering, moving forward from strength. I'm feeling like going from strength to strength with this, definitely. So that's really nice introductory reading with this brand new deck. And just to finish out, I'm going to clarify my energy just to see if I've managed to keep my ego balanced in this reading. And so I'm just going to choose one, please. Great mystery guide me, Sage of Aqua, the reader in this divination. Please show my subscribers that I am balancing out my own energy, which I intend to do with every read. Let's have a look. Let's see what it says. The Lone Fairy. Oh, okay. the Lone Fairy. Alright, so what does this mean? Number 9. So that number 9 is basically in sacred geometry. Everything within the sphere of creation adds up to a number 9. That is the rules of sacred geometry. So 9 is a very powerful number. It is about seeing the bigger picture. It is about being able to open up and see the full spectrum. What I'm getting here is a full spectrum. So that's very positive for my energy, that I have given you a full spectrum reading. The lone fairy is the equivalent of the hermit in traditional tarot. The lone fairy is a rare thing, since fairies usually tend to congregate in groups. But occasionally one will separate him or herself from the crowd, as in the case of the Fenonodari, often associated with the Isle of Man. The story goes that he fell in love with a mortal girl, refused to give her up, and as a result was cast out of the fairy realm. So that's Spirit's sort of saying to me that I'm willing to go out on a limb in order to do these readings and set with my own energy. And this card may also be able to tune in with this reading as well. So you may have to go your own way in order to seize this opportunity. You may have to get more into your hermit energy. So basically, you may choose to go alone, and that may help secure this strong energy, is to actually, there may be something that you need to go alone at. So here the lone fairy carries the spirit flame in his lantern, so that he may light the way to a better understanding of life's mysteries. Thus he can lead, if he so desires, more deeply into the world of fairy. So the lone fairy suggests not only deep contemplation of events, but also the acknowledgement of the passage of time and the way that this impacts on any issue under consideration. Such acknowledgement allows us to be more detached from the issue, enabling a clearer view of the circumstances that have brought the problem into being. So this card represents a teacher or a guide who will show ways to reach a point of stillness, enabling us to see what action to take. Okay, so it also invokes a period of transition, self-awareness, the acknowledgement of a real place we have reached in the journey through life. Almost always triggers change. Alright, so you may be really being offered an opportunity to change things up, but it also confirms that I'm a guide so Spirit's confirming that I am a guide in the realm of fairy and spirit. So thank you, Great Mystery, for showing my readers that I am perfectly capable of delivering messages. So let's just close out. Alright, so we've got more wise man energy here. So whoever this is, they could be helping you to through to see your full potential. This definitely has got a lot of wisdom here. This depth, cunning man, wisdom. This can also mean a choice or change card. With moving forward, there's a collaborative family community energy here. I've got the strongest card in the deck other than the Emperor here, and I've got moving forward, change, a lot of change. And this is a wise move. So if you're being offered something that is, if you're wondering if it's potentially a good thing, then the cards are saying here it definitely is. Alright, so I'll leave it there. And so everything in the universe can be measured in sound, hertz, frequencies, in sacred geometric shapes and forms. So we all come from the one, the singularity, and we all dwell within the sphere of creation. So we'll be looking more into energy with these cards. That was just a quick hello. I know I've been off the grid for about 10 days or so, but as you can see, I've just been planning to use a slightly different deck and just not be using the same cards as everybody else is using, that I like to use my own decks. Okay, so I will be moving on with a love reading, so stay tuned if you want to have a look at your love reading. I'll be moving on with a singles love, and so thanks for watching. Your love frequency is always welcome here. Welcome back any returning subscribers, and welcome any new subscribers. And I'll see you in the next one.